Police arrest a teen for an attack inside a school.
It is believed that this was a premeditated attack and targeted towards certain individuals.
A 17-year-old is charged with attempted murder. Calls to protect transit drivers from violence.
The impact is brutal on them as individuals. Nobody sees or is recognized, I think, the impact on the industry.
How dangerous working conditions are stalling transportation plans. And hitting the slopes in shorts.
To be skiing in June, especially in the middle of June, is unbelievable. I'm so stoked.
Record snow has one resort extending the season for skiers and boarders.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Alicia Fieldberg.
Hello and thank you for joining us. Police say teachers and students were threatened by a knife-wielding teen at a Calgary high school. Now a 17-year-old is facing a number of charges, including attempted murder. It happened yesterday at Lester B. Pearson, which was put in lockdown. Police got a report that a teen at the school with a knife was smashing property, threatening students and staff, and tried to stab one student. Once officers got inside, they arrested the suspect within minutes. One student had minor injuries but did not need to be taken to hospital. Investigators think this was a premeditated attack targeting certain individuals. Police charged a 17-year-old former student with attempted murder, uttering threats, and mischief to property under $5,000. Police say this was a very serious incident but ended safely thanks to the actions of school staff and officers.
Collective quick actions and response, along with significant investigative steps yesterday, combined with the school's preparedness, no doubt saved lives. I'll repeat that, it no doubt saved lives.
I'm very proud of the work of our staff, specifically at Lester B. Pearson School yesterday, and the way in which those previous partnerships that we have already established with CPS resulted in safety for our students.
This was a traumatic attack, and the school board is offering support services. The accused can't be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, but he is scheduled to appear in court on June 22nd. A Calgary man who attacked a bus driver is being sentenced to 4 years behind bars as transit workers across the city continue to call for justice. Mark Villani has more on the court proceedings and a rally that's renewing calls for stronger protections against violent criminals.
If you assault a transit operator, you need to go to jail.
It's a message heard loud and clear from transit workers across the city, rallying Friday ahead of a sentence hearing for a man convicted of violently attacking one of their own.
They knew that that transit operator was going to be at that area, isolated in the middle of the night with absolutely nothing around. And what do you do?
If you're working at the city, if you're serving Calgarians, you deserve the same opportunity as if you were employed in any other prospect, to be able to finish your shift safely.
The incident sparking concern occurred around 1 a.m. on May 14th, 2025, when 20-year-old Curtis Baker Spence and his 22-year-old brother Daryl Flett boarded a bus at Castle Ridge and Falcon Ridge Drive. Court heard Baker Spence attacked the driver with a collapsible baton, and Flett hit him several times with an edged weapon. 67-year-old Amarjeet Graywal was the victim, suffering serious injuries that still prevent him from returning to work. A judge sentenced Baker Spence to 4 years in prison Friday. With credit for time served, he won't be released until October 2028.
It's an aggravating feature to commit an offense of violence against a transit operator. They're entitled to protection, and any offense committed against them is serious.
In the meantime, the city says it's committed to enhancing safety measures, starting with investing $15 million to retrofit all buses with highly secure protective shields. But some say it shouldn't stop there.
What we need to do in this upcoming budget is to provide funding to hire more transit peace officers so we can properly do enforcement.
And as Calgary Transit aims to hire 800 more workers, its union says that won't happen without sending a message to criminals.
They need to be punished.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
The co-accused, 22-year-old Daryl Flett, previously pled guilty to aggravated assault and won't be sentenced until August. Calgary teachers say a worsening problem is leading to overtime, burnout, and sometimes ballooning class sizes. There aren't enough substitute teachers in the system right now, leaving hundreds of vacancies unfilled every day. Tim Brooke has more.
As the school year winds down, many Calgary parents got some good news this week. Letters like this were sent out promising additional teachers are on their way. They're badly needed.
I think they could definitely use more resources.
The more the merrier.
I sometimes struggle to parent just 3 little boys, so I can't imagine being a teacher for 25 students.
Maybe the happiest about the new hires, existing teachers.
I want to say that it will be solved so that my workload and my overwhelm and my burnout go down.
Part of the issue is right now, there aren't enough substitute teachers to go around. That means classroom inconsistency, overtime, and sometimes doubling up classes.
That tiny little time you have carved out to get anything done while you're in your school day, we end up losing that. So you start internally covering. If you're lucky enough to have filled your need and have enough substitutes for your school, we might redeploy so that another school who's super short or has none would get 1 or 2.
Every school board we talk to is short, but no more than Calgary's public system. Between September and March, more than 18% of CBE's sub-jobs went unfilled. In fact, 1 week in April, the board averaged 209 unfilled spots a day.
This has been a difficult year, and that has been a year that we have had labor action.
The CBE points out numbers can fluctuate, but it hasn't been easy. And even those new hires won't solve the problem.
We're very much happy that we're seeing an investment in education, but we've hired over 118 teachers into our classroom complexity teams. So with that, you're hiring people off your sub roster.
The talent pool is only so large. That's why the Education Ministry says it wants to strengthen recruitment and retention. But until reinforcements arrive, expect the sub-problem to stick around long past the summer. Tim Brook, CTV News, Calgary.
The province recently announced funding for 1,400 more teachers for the 2026-27 school year. Newly created complexity teams are also on the way. Calgarians who want to do some Stampede boot scooting at the new Cowboys Park will run into noise restrictions, and the company behind the party says that's not fair. Penny Lane Entertainment is busy putting up a massive tent at the former Millennium Park, now renamed Cowboys Park. Last year, the city received 126 complaints about noise and reduced access to the skate park. This year, the city says weekday concerts must end at midnight, and the sound level must come down. Penny Lane disagrees, but the ward councillor says the company should not get special treatment.
It's not about one particular space or one particular festival. It's making sure that the entire ecosystem thrives. The comments I'm making are around the sponsorship, use of public space, whether corporate sponsorship is the right way to be funding public park space, and making sure that we have public accountability when it comes to the use of public amenities.
The city and Penny Lane have a 10-year sponsorship agreement for Cowboys Park, the details of which are not publicly available. Summer officially starts this weekend, but don't put the skis away just yet. Sunshine Village is set to welcome snowboarders and skiers to the mountains beyond Canada Day. Our Jordan Canagan got a sneak peek.
Grab your goggles, step into your skis, and put on your shorts and a t-shirt. Summer skiing has arrived in the Canadian Rockies.
And we got to the end of our ski season, we're looking around and we said, holy macramole, we still have a ton of snow left. It is a certainty that we'll be able to open for summer skiing.
Sunshine Village in Banff National Park is open to snowboarders and skiers from June 20th to July 5th. The hill receiving more than 1,000 centimeters of snow during the winter season.
We basically had the cat operating daily throughout from the time we closed until now to push snow, move snow, pack down the snow that we have to make it skiable because conditions do change.
For the first time in 35 years, 2 chairlifts will operate for the summer ski. Standish and Strawberry, 7 runs, and 3 terrain parks will stay open for the 16 days as well.
Pretty amazing. I'm from Ontario and I moved to Canmore, so to be skiing in June, especially in the middle of June, is unbelievable. I'm so stoked.
Oh, it's fabulous. You're not cold. You don't need to worry about anything other than sunscreen.
Sunscreen and cowboy hats and a lot of denim.
We went all denim. The rodeo's coming up here, the Calgary Stampede, but we're a little bit early, and that's okay.
Now, Sunshine was also able to open for summer skiing in 2022, but only for 6 days. This year allows skiers and snowboarders to get their turns in for more than 2 weeks. Jordan Canigan, CTV News in Banff.
And summer skiing is free for anyone who has already bought next year's season's pass at Sunshine. Otherwise, lift ticket prices vary by age, with an adult pass costing $80. The Canada Strong Pass is back for the busy summer travel season. The pass also includes a discount on camping fees and Via Rail tickets. Alberta's participating in the program, which means free admission to provincial museums and historic sites for children 17 and under. And people between ages 18 to 24 pay half price. There's no need to sign up, and no physical or virtual pass is required. The pass is good from today until September 7th. Danielle, Sunday is Father's Day, but really, if you have outdoor plans, probably tomorrow morning's the best time for it.
Yeah, so don't expect either of those days, either of the weekend days, to be anything like what we had today. Today was perfect. We had sunshine, temperatures exactly where they should be, and the winds were calm and no active weather. For tomorrow, there will still be, half the day should still be quite nice. So up until 1 in the afternoon, just partly cloudy skies, 13 degrees, which is a nice way to kick off the day at 8 a.m. By 1 in the afternoon, though, that's when we get into the chance of shower activity and also the risk of thunderstorms. Plus, the winds will start to get quite gusty, up to 60 kilometers per hour. You're looking at a high of 19 for tomorrow. I'll be back with your Father's Day forecast.
Thanks, Danielle. Separation isn't the only issue Albertans will vote on in the October referendum. Most of the questions deal with another topic, and the results could impact people who answered when Alberta was calling for new residents.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A WestJet flight headed from Denver to Calgary didn't get off the ground yesterday. The pilot declared an emergency because of a problem with the tires.
Both tires are blown, so I guess are we just sitting on no rims?
That's a firm. Both tires are blown on your left main.
Video of the plane on the runway appears to show 2 shredded tires. In audio obtained by NBC News, people in the control tower can be heard telling people in the cockpit there was a problem with those tires. WestJet tells CTV News passengers were bussed back to the concourse. An RCMP police dog is recovering after getting hurt on the job. Pascal was part of a team tracking an armed robbery suspect in High River Tuesday night. Officers say that the German Shepherd was seriously injured during the pursuit, but haven't revealed how. The 4-year-old dog was taken to a Calgary vet for treatment. His handler says Pascal is now recovering at home and should be better in about 6 weeks. This fall, Albertans will vote in a provincial referendum, and while most of the talk has been about potential separation, half the questions on the ballot are about something totally different: immigration. As Kathy Lee reports, it's an unsettling prospect for some looking to call Alberta home.
This is going good, thank you.
Eager and determined, Ishrek Molla is looking for his next opportunity at this newcomer fair in Calgary.
Looking for something in accounting or finance.
After coming to Canada 4 years ago to study business administration, Molla is now on a work permit, but recently lost his job.
You do feel bad for being let go, but you just have to get back up again. The job market is tough.
Adjusting in a new country was also tough, but support services helped him find his footing. Now, some of those supports are at the center of 5 immigration questions on Alberta's fall referendum ballot that could change which newcomers are eligible for some provincially funded services, including healthcare and education.
If the government does not support us, then who will? We do not have anyone else.
Smith has blamed former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's immigration policies for Alberta's population surge. But in early 2024, she was encouraging more people to move here.
Let's have an aggressive target to double our population.
Rapid population growth felt across the country has prompted Ottawa to curb immigration, citing strains on housing and public services. In Alberta, those same pressures are also being felt by settlement organizations. But the CEO of the Immigrant Education Society says the challenges facing facing the province are complex.
Any issue in the society is very complicated. It's unfair to only blame newcomers. They come here because we welcome them here.
For Mola, he says he has felt very welcomed in Canada.
I've integrated myself into the society
and wants other newcomers to have the same experience. For now, his focus is building the life he came here for.
I've seen a lot of people succeed.
And he hopes one day he'll be one of them. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Albertans who apply for the $100 payment from the province could see the money in their bank accounts within 2 weeks of applying. The province is cutting checks instead of reducing the gas tax at the pumps. Albertans over the age of 18 who have filed their 2025 taxes are eligible for the money. That's about 3.4 million people. You can apply online starting July 1st. Multiple myeloma patients across Alberta are hoping a breakthrough cancer treatment could soon become publicly funded. As Mark Villani reports, patients say time's running out for those who have few treatment options left.
You know what? I didn't think I was going to get the chance.
The chance to watch her daughter grow up, to travel to Scotland with her elderly father, and to live her dream of being a grandmother. All of it nearly vanished following a trip to the hospital.
My oncologist said, "Oh my goodness, your rib cage lit up like a Christmas tree."
Laura Lee Dalrymple was diagnosed with multiple myeloma 17 years ago. It's the second most common blood cancer in Canada, and there is no cure.
I've had numerous rounds of radiation. I've had fractures. I've had breaks. I've had a metal rod put in my femur to prevent a break.
But a breakthrough one-time treatment is out there. In 2023, Health Canada approved Carvykti, a type of CAR T-cell therapy that uses a patient's own immune cells to target and attack cancerous cells. It's shown potential to keep some patients in remission for years. The only problem, it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's not publicly funded anywhere in Canada.
The beauty of this treatment is that it's a once and done. So you could be treatment free for a long, long time, which saves the healthcare system a lot of money.
For now, the Pan-Canadian Pharmaceutical Alliance is continuing price negotiations with the drug maker of Carvykti, Johnson & Johnson. Our negotiation team has been dedicated to this file and has remained engaged throughout the process. As negotiations are two-way streets, we unfortunately don't have a timeline to share with you. Meanwhile, the 2-year delay is already a matter of life or death for some multiple myeloma patients.
I lost 7 people in 18 months. I mean, this drug could have been available for them.
When you're you're on your last line of treatment and there's nowhere else to go, that would save their lives.
Alberta's government says it hopes discussions can move forward, but that public funding for Carvykti isn't possible without an agreement. It means clinical trials or paying exorbitant amounts of money out of pocket stand as the only options.
Keep pushing your doctors, keep pushing your politicians.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
It was a lovely, sunny, warm day today, but expect it to be a bit more turbulent on the weekend. Danielle has the details coming up.
All right, today was one of those perfect days. The sun was out, the winds were calm, and the temperatures were the Goldilocks temperatures. Not too hot, not too cold, right where we should be for daytime highs. We got to 21 in Calgary, 23 in Brooks, 22 in Medicine Hat and Lethbridge. So very nice temperatures overall. Here's a look at those calmer winds. Later in the day, we did pick up to 40 in Calgary, but much of the day, Red Deer down through Calgary towards Lethbridge, Pincher Creek, we were in those 30s. Which is not really a big deal. And then we had no gusts even registered, Drumheller, Brooks and Medicine Hat. Fast forward to tomorrow, it will be a different story, especially by the afternoon. Gusts up to 50, even 60 kilometers per hour possible in the city and in all of southern Alberta. And that's because of this system. So this system will predominantly impact central Alberta. That's where we're going to see the worst weather from this. In fact, 50 to even 100 millimeters of rain is possible in some communities in central Alberta, which is why there are rainfall warnings in place there. Here, though, we're going to catch the edge of it. We will see some rainfall, and that means we won't have weather as perfect as what we had today, but there will be some spots where we have some decent sunshine And I mean, it won't be as warm, but we'll have some decent weather. One of the windows where we have some nice weather is tomorrow morning. So this will be impacting central Alberta. We get a mix of sun and cloud in Calgary for the morning tomorrow. And by 1, 2 in the afternoon, that's when we get into the chance of isolated showers and the risk of thunderstorm activity. And then this really intensifies. So east of the QE2, closer to those supper hours, some of these storms, not only thunderstorm activity, but also could be more of that severe criteria where we have that larger size hail, more damaging wind gusts. A little weaker to the far south and a little more sporadic in the far south, as you can see here, way more isolated. So less activity in the far south for tomorrow, a lot going on to the east of the QE2, and in Calgary we will get some of that after 1 p.m. Here's a look at Father's Day. You have that rain coming down the QE2 for the morning. So morning rainfall, heavy at times, windy as well. But it does look like it's going to clear out just in time for those supper hours. At least the rain will, and even a lot of the cloud cover should. It will still be windy and it will certainly be cool, but it's better barbecuing without the rain than the rainfall. So that will be a nice welcome break as well. 19 is our high for tomorrow, 13 for Sunday for Father's Day. Monday we'll have some rain carry into Monday morning and still daytime highs in the teens. But by Tuesday we start a 5 to 6 day stretch of sunny weather with daytime highs in the 20s.
Thanks, Danielle. Crocheting is a calming hobby, especially when you've got a big project. A southern Alberta woman has taken on a huge one and hopes keeping her cow cozy can spread joy to others year-round. A record-breaking catch is making waves on BC's Fraser River. Chilliwack fishing guide group Sturgeon Slayer says it caught and released its largest white sturgeon yet. The massive 3.3 meter or 11-foot fish, estimated to weigh about 1,200 pounds, was reeled in on June 4th. It took 40 minutes to reel in and 2 tape measures to determine its length. This isn't the only big sturgeon they've reeled in lately. They say the takeaway is that conservation efforts are working. A hobby farmer from Vulcan County has taken her crocheting skills to the next level. Jasmine ends often stitched little sweaters for her newborn goats to keep them warm. Then she decided to go big, really big, with all that leftover yarn. She started crocheting sweaters for her retired dairy cow, Josie. Each one takes 30 hours. She's now crocheting 1 sweater a month with a hope to have 12 by the end of the year to make a calendar.
I would go out there every day and I would put it on her and see how it fit. And then if I needed to backtrack, I could undo it and redo it. The internet absolutely loved it. Like, it brought so many smiles to people, which really made me smile, because that was kind of the whole point, is, you know, it'll be fun.
If Ent seems familiar, we've profiled her before. Last year I actually met her and her other pet, Beef. They caught national attention as the world's tallest steer. She says now it's Josie's turn for the spotlight. This weekend, it's also time to give dads the spotlight, and I'd like to give a special shout out to my dad. Happy Father's Day. Thanks for staying up late with us.